I was supposed to be all happy, and I was in the scene, but I was nervous as hell about that. So, but I didn't drop the fish.
So at the end of season 2, everything changes. So much going on.
Yes. Yes, we're leaving Los Angeles. Everything's pretty desperate. Los Angeles is being renditioned at the time. So yeah, stress levels were high at the end of season 2. And then we opened season 3 6 months later.
How does leaving LA, going elsewhere, open up the show?
Wow. Well, before, LA was very much a part of the story, a character, if you will, within the story. And then as the mythology grew, we found out there was over 100 colonies around the world. So we really wanted to expand the audience's view of what was going on. It's not just Los Angeles that was invaded and turned into a prison, if you will. It was the entire world. So that gave us a dynamic to kind of open up the mythology of it a bit, and also for the characters to go on an odyssey, if you will, because we needed to find the resistance and the resistance camp outside of Los Angeles and so forth, because those Easter eggs were planted earlier. So that's why we moved on out of the city, and it added such a great dimension, I feel like, to the show, moving up to Canada and just the epic nature of it all. And we're out in the forest. For the first time in the entire show, the Bowmans are doing great, they're happy, they're together and relatively safe for about 15 seconds, and then, and then they're back to the drama. So it's great. It was fantastic.
Like you said, you went up to Canada. You shot in Vancouver.
Yes.
I know you're a bit of an outdoorsman, so how was that for you?
Vancouver's beautiful. The city itself is amazing, but like I said, the Bowmans were out in the forest, living off-grid, so we began the season in nature. We were filming in the most beautiful forest outside of Vancouver and all around, even up to Squamish, near Whistler, and it was incredible. I mean, just the size of the trees. I felt like a hobbit. I think I grew some hair on my feet. I was like, you're out in it. So Canada was epic. I even was able to fly fish in a scene, which I love. Fly fishing, that's my passion. So I was able to fly fishing. But that was scary because they give me this fish to, farmed trout, and they say, whatever you do, if you can make one terrible mistake all season, it would be dropping this fish in that river, because it's not indigenous to this, and you'll screw up the entire ecosystem. So I was a bit nervous about that part. I was supposed to be all happy, and I was in the scene, but I was nervous as hell about that. So, but I didn't drop the fish. So.
Very good. Now I want to ask you about that bear that you mentioned.
Yes.
Was that during a scene, or were you just wandering around? What happened? I'm glad you're safe, by the way.
Both. We were shooting out in this place called Coquitlam, which was kind of right near the green belt, they call it, which is the wilderness. So lots of bears coming around. I saw 5 bear out there while we're filming, but no, the one I came face to face with, it was just on my day off. And I went to the park for a moment to get away from craziness and have a thought or two. And then as I was trying to go to my car, I stepped onto some stairs, and there he was at the top of the stairs. So we were super close.
Was he chill?
He just looked at me, and I said, "Hey, bear!" And I was a little too close for that move. So he just went, I was like, uh-oh, that didn't work. I don't know why they put that in the manual. So I slowly backed away and hauled butt out of there, which was perfect because I caught 3 other hikers with their dogs off the leash, like big dogs coming right to the bear. So they all leashed up and got out of there.
They were the heroes of the day.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It's a beautiful bear. I loved it. I wish I could have stayed and really checked him out, but he had the high ground. We were on the same set of stairs. That's close.
Wow. Yeah, probably smart to leave.
Yeah, it was.
You talk about opening up the story. Now, we find out there are potentially enemies of the rap's enemies, so it gets real big.
Yes, right away. First episode, the mythology really expands. It's a show that constantly plays with perspectives. What is right? What is wrong? What is a terrorist? When does a terrorist become a freedom fighter, or a freedom fighter become a terrorist? And now you're like, wait a second, I thought the raps were our enemies, but now they're saying that they're not our enemies, this is our enemy. So is now the IGA the good guys? Is the new government actually good for us and helping us survive as a human race, or are they bad? Now you don't know who to blame or who to be upset at.
You know, having been on Lost, it must be nice to know the answers before you film this time.
Yes, it is, actually. And I was trained in a way where I don't want to know too much because of Lost. Mm-hmm. I really grew accustomed to using that as an actor, using the mystery and my own questions about what could happen. So now I don't, even as I'm an executive producer, a lot of my co-stars know more than me.
Really?
And have seen episodes and all sorts of things. I don't work that way.
Interesting.
I just don't want to know yet.
So when they send you scripts, you're like, no.
Yes, and now I've had to learn to at least track ahead a bit, because I'm a producer and you have to answer questions. So I was like, oh yes, I should read ahead.
No, I know you do your own stunts. And last year you took a spill. We saw that on TV.
Yes.
How did it go this year when you're out in the woods in the wild?
Surprisingly well, and I took many spills. Again, that's just part of the. It's part of the job, part of the course. And unfortunately, sometimes my co-star follows me into the wrong places, and it's my job. She's athletic as hell and completely capable, but you know, a lot of times I'm in the lead and she's behind me because I'm protecting her. I'm her husband, but sometimes I don't walk a path before I film it. And oh man, this last time we were supposed to, something happened and we have to get out of there quickly. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna head off this way, and I take off and I just disappear. It's in a field of grass, and then my co-star disappears on top of me, and we land in a creek. In a hidden creek. We were all wet. I got up all wet. She was fine. She landed on me.
Oh, of course.
But we just kind of disappeared off camera. We were like, yeah, just grass, right?
I hope we see that in the outtakes.
We're okay. We're all right. But that sort of thing happens a lot. And you just go with it. And stunts, a lot of times, things go wrong. The gun jams or this and that. I talk to inanimate objects a lot.
Sure.
Like, don't do that again. Or, you know.
I do the same.
I do. People think I'm a bit strange, but it's my process.
I do the same and no stunts involved.
Yeah, you just talk to yourself?
Yeah.
Fantastic, Jordan. I liked you. I knew I liked you.